What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another FPL video on the channel. And in today's one, we are going to be looking at my Game Week 26 team selection. But with that being said, as you guys already know, double Game Week 25 is still not yet over, and currently as things stand, I do have 61 points with my triple captainship activated. It's been a pretty stinky game week overall, but there is still one more game left to be played. Aston Villa versus Liverpool under the lights, 7:30 kickoff. We will be there, guys. More than you can believe. We will be there because Mohamed Salah, you must. It's simple as that, bro. Mohamed Salah, you must. I've got my triple captain activated. He only scored 1 goal against Wolves, and to be honest with you, I need at least a brace. I need at least 2 goals for me to really consider this triple captainship a massive success. So Salah, please, bro, please, I need you to deliver, right? You must. It's as simple as that, and we will be there, guys, doing a live watch along for this game, Liverpool versus Aston Villa. So make sure you guys do tune into that later this evening. It should be a good one. But yeah, we've also got Konate, Trent and Rodgers involved in that game too, but mainly I need Salah to deliver. So yeah, hopefully he does, because I really want to get a bigger and better green arrow, and I need Salah to do the business if I want to get a bigger and better green arrow. Simple as that. But with that being said, I'm not really going to spend too much time talking about double Game Week 25, as we have done a review on that already. So yeah, let's waste no more time and let's just have a look at my planned transfers for Game Week 26. Alright guys, so let's have a look at my transfer plans for Game Week 26, and I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, not much has changed. My plans still remain the same, which is to take out Morgan Rodgers and the injured Amad Diallo and bring in the Bournemouth duo of Cliver and Dangu Utara. That is still the plan. I think the more and more I think about it, the more and more I do want to go through with making these transfers. Of course, it's not confirmed yet, but this is the plan. And as you guys know, right, I did consider some Brighton midfielders like Minte, like Rutter. I spoke about it in my transfer plans video, but honestly, I just feel like, right, the standout options in the cheap midfielder price bracket is simply just Cliver and Utara. It's simple as that. I feel like they are the standout options, and I feel like I need to be prioritizing these Bournemouth midfielders. You guys already know the fixtures that Bournemouth have are absolutely fantastic, and Wolves at home is a pretty nice entry point. Also, Cliver is on penalties as well, which is a massive bonus. And as I said, man, I think, look, the minute security that the Bournemouth midfielders do have, like Cliver and Dango, is really good, and that's sort of the main factor as to why I want to prioritize these Bournemouth midfielders. You look at the minutes here: 76 against Southampton, 90 against Liverpool, 87 against Forest, 90 against Newcastle, 68 against Chelsea, and 69 against Everton. So look, while Bournemouth do still have these injuries to the attacking players, I do feel like the minutes of Cliver and Dango are going to be really good. And even Dango, his minutes are absolutely fantastic as well, you know, 87, 90, 90, 90, 90. So yeah, the minute security is fantastic from these Bournemouth players, and the fixtures are good. So there is no reason to really not be going for these Bournemouth midfielders. And look, when you compare it to the likes of Minte and Rutter, who I was thinking of bringing in, it's just way better, right? The minutes are way better for the Bournemouth midfielders and way more secure. I mean, Minte's in the last 2 games have had good minutes for sure, but before that, it was 16 minutes, 68 minutes, 27, 45. So yeah, just really unreliable in terms of minutes, and I don't think I could trust Minte long term, whereas I really do feel like I could trust the likes of Utara and Dango long term. So look, for me, I feel like that's what I've got to do: prioritize the Bournemouth midfielders. And yeah, so although the transfers are not confirmed, I'm like 99% sure I will be going through with making these transfers. So yeah, ultimately that's that, and I just feel like I should stick with it, to be fair. And look, with Morgan Rodgers, I do think the fixture against Chelsea at home is actually quite a good one for him. But honestly, Morgan Rodgers is someone that's going to come up my team at some point before blank Game Week 29, right? Because he doesn't have a fixture in 29. So I feel like even though this game against Chelsea is pretty decent, I'm not going to lie, Morgan Rodgers, number 1, is a massive fraud anyway, to be honest with you guys. But number 2, if I'm going to transfer him out later, I might as well just do it now, right? I might as well just do it now while Bournemouth do have a good fixture. So yeah, man, Rodgers, Amad Diallo, see you later. Simple as that, to be honest. But yeah, the plans do remain the same. So with that being said, let's waste no more time and let's just get straight into my team selection for Game Week 26. Alright guys, so with those transfers in mind, let's have a look at my team selection for Game Week 26. And of course, we'll start things off with the goalkeeper and the back line. In goal, we've still got David Raya, and then a back 3 of Gabriel, Mikalenko and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now on the bench, right, on the bench, I also do have Konate away to Man City and Mazraoui away to Everton. Now, I've actually opted to play Mykolenko ahead of Konate and Mazraoui because I feel like Everton's form recently under David Moyes has been really, really good. Yeah, they've certainly got a new manager bounce and they do look a lot better than they did under Sean Dyche. And also, Manchester United are just terrible, right? Manchester United stink. And as a Manchester United fan, it is kind of hard to you know, be choosing an Everton player over my own player when we're playing against each other, right? It doesn't really sit right with me, but at the end of the day, I just got to be honest. I got to be real. I got to look in the mirror and understand that Manchester United are terrible, right? So with that being said, I think it just does make sense to start Mykolenko at home to Manchester United because yeah, with all the injuries that we've got as well, no Amad Diallo, Rasmus Højlund up front, Xerxes. The attack is just terrible and the team is terrible. I think you guys have all watched Manchester United. You guys all know how poor we've been. So yeah, that's why I'm going to start Mykolenko ahead of Mazraoui. And look, Konate, I've already got Trent. And I think going double Liverpool defence away to Man City, yeah, it's just asking for it's asking for trouble, right? I just don't think it makes sense going for double Liverpool defense away to Man City. Man City's form recently hasn't been too bad. I think they've in their last 7 games, I think their record is 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. So yeah, they've been pretty decent recently. And look, as poor as City's defense is, in my opinion, their attack is still very lethal and still very, very dangerous. So, you know, they've got players like Marmoush now, Haaland if he's fit to play, Phil Foden coming back into form a little bit. So, yeah, Man City do have the players to hurt Liverpool and score goals. So, I'm not going to go for double Liverpool defense. You know, I've got the Liverpool defensive coverage with Trent. And, you know, obviously, I'm going to start Trent because he's got the attacking threat. He's on some set pieces. So, yeah, I'm benching Konate, benching Mazraoui. We're starting Trent, Mykolenko. Look, I'm not really expecting much from Trent away at the Etihad, to be fair. And I think in recent years, Liverpool have actually struggled at the Etihad, right? So it is gonna be a tough game for them. I'm not gonna lie. And then we do have, of course, the double Arsenal defense with Raya and Gabriel up against West Ham at home. I think this is a really, really good fixture, and I'm hoping they can give me a clean sheet once again. Yeah, West Ham coming off the back of a 1-0 loss at home to Brentford. So yeah, I don't think they've really got off to the best of starts under Graham Potter. So I am expecting Arsenal to get a clean sheet. I think Arsenal haven't really been performing that great, but I still think from a defensive point of view, they are still pretty solid. It's just that the other way, going forward, they aren't that great in my opinion. But nonetheless, I do still feel like on paper, it's a good fixture for Arsenal. So hopefully they can get the job done. But with that being said, guys, let's move on to the midfield. And assuming that we do follow through with those transfers, which most likely will happen, by the way, we do have Brian Mbeumo, Mohamed Salah, Dango Ouattara, and Kluivert, right? So this is going to be the midfield 4. And as you guys can see, we do have Cole Palmer on the bench currently, but I'm not going to lie, I don't know if I'm actually going to go through with this. I don't know, but my gut is telling me to bench Cole Palmer because Chelsea have been stinking up the place recently and Palmer has been an absolute fraud. But still, it just does feel wrong to actually put Cole Palmer on the bench. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie, guys. So yeah, it could definitely change by the deadline, right? I'll be 100% honest with you guys. It could definitely change. I'm not going to say I'm not going to sit here and say I'm most definitely going to bench Cole Palmer. But at the moment, with what I've got in my mind, I do want to bet against Cole Palmer this week. But the thing is, he is a penalty taker, and benching a penalty taker is quite scary, especially when it's Cole Palmer, who usually does score from the spot. So I'm not sure if I want to sort of heavily invest in this Bournemouth attacker, in these Bournemouth attackers, so I can bench Cole Palmer. Like, realistically, it's Dango versus Palmer. Who scores more points? It's tough. It is tough. I'm not going to lie. It really is tough. It really is tough. But yeah, this is the dilemma I've got, right? Palmer or Dango. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just thinking, wow, this is going to go right down to the wire. I just feel like watching Chelsea, it just feels like Palmer isn't a player that's going to get a load of FPL points, right? And I feel like Dango has the form. Bournemouth has the form. I feel like it just does make sense to go for Dango. And it's what I want to do. But let's just wait and see. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I'm very, very torn. I'm very, very torn at the moment. But I feel like betting against Cole Palmer might be the play this week. But another thing I want to talk about is captaincy. Because as you guys can see, currently I do have the captain's armband on Mohamed Salah, and I think I'm just going to leave it on that. Honestly, I don't really want to overcomplicate. I don't want to overthink it. No one else really convinces me for captaincy. Yes, we do have Brian Mbeumo here away to Leicester. I do get it. It's a nice fixture, but number one, it's the first game of the game week. It's the early kickoff, right? Yes, it's played at 8 p.m. at night, but it's the early kickoff, meaning it's the first game taking place in the game week. And we all know the famous saying, never back the early kickoff, right? It's a simple FPL rule. So I'm just going to follow that rule because I've gone against that rule before and it's backfired massively, right? So that is one of the main reasons why I don't want to captain Mbeumo. But also, the form isn't there with these Bournemouth players. The form isn't there with Brian Mbeumo. They've been stinking up the place recently, which is another reason why I just don't want to go for Brian Mbeumo captaincy. Yes, on paper, I get it. It's a very, very nice fixture. Leicester away from home. Leicester are absolutely shocking. They're a very, very bad team and they do give up a lot of chances in games. However, as I said, the form just simply isn't there with the Brentford players and with Brentford as a team, and Brian Mbeumo and Yohan Wissa, you know, their attackers aren't really firing at the moment. So, look, in my opinion, I'm just going to avoid going for Mbeumo captaincy. I just want to avoid the pain because I guarantee you, man, you put that captain's armband on Brian Mbeumo and he blanks in that first game, you are going to be shitting yourself for the rest of the weekend. And I don't think you want that, and I certainly don't. So I think I'm going to stay away from Brian Mbeumo captaincy. And in terms of, yeah, definitely not going to do Cole Palmer captaincy. I think Kluivert could possibly be an option. I'm not going to lie. I would rather go for Kluivert over Mbeumo, that's for sure, because the form is there with Kluivert. The form is there with the Bournemouth attackers. Kluivert isn't a bad shout for captaincy. But again, I don't know, man. I just don't know if I can go there ahead of Mo Salah. Like, none of these options are filling me with that confidence, you know? And you guys already know, I've gone against Mo Salah plenty of times throughout the season. So I'm not like, yes, I'm scared to go against Mo Salah, but you guys know if I actually have a feeling, I will do it, right? I don't let the fact that Salah is going to be captained by everyone else stop me from doing what I believe is right. But this week, I just don't have that feeling about any of the players. I just genuinely don't have the feeling about any of the other players outscoring Salah, which is why I just think I'm going to go for Salah captain, man. I think the second best option is probably maybe Isak or Kluivert, but yeah, none of them really just fills me with that confidence. So, look, and to be fair, look, with Salah captain, right, City defence is still very, very poor. As much as they have sort of looked to get back on track a little bit recently, their defence is still there for the taking. And Liverpool do have the attackers, the midfielders, the creativity to score goals against that Man City side, right? I genuinely believe that. So, I still think Salah captain is the best option this week. And I think that's what I'll be going for, right? I do think that's what I'll be going for. But yeah, I would say things could change, but honestly, I highly doubt I move it off Salah, to be fair. So yeah, and look, in the front three, we do have big boy Jean-Philippe Mateta. We do have Yohan Wissa and Alexander Isak. Of course, I did mention Alexander Isak could possibly be a captain option, but yeah, not on the Forest at home. It's a good fixture on paper, but it's a decent fixture on paper. But honestly, Newcastle, they're looking a bit shaky right now, I'm not going to lie. So I don't know if I can trust Isak this week for captaincy. And actually, I do want to mention as well, Palmer, definitely can't trust him. So yeah, I think it's got to be Salah, right? It's got to be Salah. But look, back to the front three. Big boy Jean-Philippe Mateta, Yohan Wissa, Alexander Isak. Now, Wissa, he's been stinking up the place. I'm not going to lie. Leicester away from home is a very, very nice fixture. I'm going to be honest, right? The Chuckle Brothers, the Bold Bums, these two frauds, Brian Mbeumo, Yohan Wissa, you must. Simple as that. Leicester away from home, under the lights. First game of this Premier League. First game of Game Week 26. Start things off right. Let's get off to a good start. Deliver now. You must. It's simple as that, because these two players have literally been stinking up the place for a long, long time. And enough is enough now. This is one of the best fixtures you can get in a season. So please, Wissa and Mbeumo, just do the business, get the job done, because this double up has caused me nothing but pain and suffering, right? So please, Wissa and Mbeumo, you must. Simple as that. But we also do have big boy Jean-Philippe Mateta. This guy's been cooking recently. He's got the form. Fulham away. It's a decent fixture. It's a decent fixture. It's not the best, not the worst, but yeah, it's a decent fixture. I think Palace's away form recently has been really, really good. Not even recently, I just actually think in general, right? Palace's away form has actually been pretty solid, right? So yeah, for me, I think this is actually quite a good fixture. And I can see them I can see Palace maybe getting a point, but I can certainly see them scoring some goals. That's all we care about, really, right? Can Mateta get on the score sheet? And I think, yes, he can, because the form is certainly there with this player. Yeah, I think he's got like 6 Premier League goals in his last 5 games or something like that. So, yeah, man, he's been absolutely cooking recently. So, yeah, hopefully big boy Jean-Philippe Mateta can get the job done. And then we also do have Alexander Isak, who has been a bit stinky in the last 2 games. I'm not going to lie. 0 FPL returns in the last 2 games against Man City away and Fulham at home. So, yeah, not really great. Newcastle have been shaky. 1 win in their last 4 games, and that win was against Southampton. So, yeah, it's not looking good right now for Newcastle, but I'm hoping they can get back to winning ways, and I'm hoping Alexander Isak can get back on the score sheet because, look, I'm going to be honest, as much as Isak has blanked in the last 2, since I've owned him, he's been very, very good and very, very consistent and very, very reliable. So hopefully he can get that sort of form back because, yeah, I did make the decision to go against bringing in Ollie Watkins, and I did make the decision to keep Alexander Isak. So hopefully he can repay me with some FPL points, right? But yeah, let's just see what happens there. I mean, Nottingham Forest right now, to be fair, Nottingham Forest recently have been, again, a bit out of form, a bit inconsistent, right? They're showing signs of a bit of, yeah, inconsistencies there. So, yeah, I don't think that fixture is as bad as it may seem. And I can see Newcastle getting a result in that game, especially with them being at home. So, yeah, let's just see what happens. But that is how the team is currently looking for Game Week 26, guys. Let me know what you do think. Let me know, who do you think is the best captain option for Game Week 26? And also, let me know, what do you think about benching Cole Palmer? It genuinely is a possibility, and I might actually go through with it. I'm still a bit unsure. I'm still a bit nervous with doing it. But honestly, he's been stinking up the place. But yeah, let me know what you guys do think. I'd love to know your thoughts. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Make sure you do smash a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy FPL Ryan, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. But until then, I'm out. Peace.